Hi, my name is Yildiz Ilkin. I'm the author of Blue Mountain Mist. I go by Hannah, and I'm doing another entry today. Today's entry has to do with Turkic versus Turkish. Now, everybody knows Turkic belongs to the globe. Turkish is very, very new, a little over 100 years old, part of the Republic's complete modernization project after the Ottoman Empire. Today, we're gonna remove everywhere. Turkic section. We're going to remove that. We're going to focus on being Turkish today. And Hannah is quite international. But part of diffusing war is really some of the hilarious things that went on part of C3's history. And there's a 900 stories just on Hannah alone. So we are focused on art everywhere, Turkish, and that's how she started Instagram #1. There's 3 in total. Instagram star Ilkin is the key. So that's the first one, to the fact that we are being Turkish today. So in 2013, when she went into court, it was already really ugly. That is just part of C3's history. Then the little guys came into the picture, and these are the interagency conflicts. And Hannah wanted to make them feel good. But it's like, how can I say, looking from a bird's eye view down. You're too large, and these guys are immense jokers. So this is part of Montreal's and Ontario's media impacts regarding interagency conflict. Now, what Hannah didn't know was a lot of the big players use men and women and make them lick their toes, and that is part of their feeling good, domination, high power. So you have to lick this person's toe. It's part of their kinky intercourse fetishes and all kinds of transgender toys and all of that. Now, Hannah is a regular civilian. You have to understand that. Over the course of 20 years, battling in and out, this is all she needed, but these guys were so funny, she incorporated them into the 900 story. So apparently, these smaller guys didn't like the fact that the bigger guys, whenever they would steal something humongous, would make the smaller guys lick their toes. Well, these guys came to the bigger guys and said, can it be our turn? Now, you know how gay men can be. They take turns. They said, as long as if you win in our little competition fetish, then we will lick your toe, which is a rarity. This is part of being Turkish today. Very gossipy. And it's funny because the Turks and the Greeks are competing always. Who's more gossipous? 100% hands down, it's the Turkish community. So anyways, back to interagency conflict. In 2013, when Kanata Means Wings, these little guys showed up. They did massive fraud, and Hannah was struggling in hidden combat in Wolfville. But this is the fun part. So today, Hannah went to Money Mart, and again, she's sitting on close to $40 billion worth of legal documents. And all of a sudden, she sees a car. Now, these things are not funny, but she has to document them because she is being Turkish. What a coincidence. And this is part of, again, C3's history. She walks into Money Mart, and there in the front of it, there's a car. Now, the car has Puerto Rican stickers, Puerto Rican hanging things. The chances of it being once an army personnel is very high because that personnel is missing now. And who's sitting in that car? It looks like a gentleman probably from Philadelphia who was probably one of those very, very low wage workers, really struggling, really struggling. And he may have been given that car once that particular Puerto Rican soldier went missing. Now, this is very, very scary, actually, because these little guys don't realize how lethal this combat is. It's part of a hidden cluster. Make a long story short, he walked in, I walked in at the same time. I'm waiting and I'm listening, and he said, I would like to send money to Costa Rica. Now, Costa Rica, and he mentions a name, blah, blah, blah. SOTOE. is the name. Now, I know that name. That's the bizarre thing. How do I know that name? Because in 2013, when I was in court, that name appeared in that particular court case. My guess is they are probably in Costa Rica. There's a concern over the food supply. They want to win the competition. So the person's name, I'm going to pretend it's Mary, but it's not Mary. SOTOE is actually in Costa Rica. Now, if that car didn't contain a Puerto Rican sticker, if Hannah didn't have high sensory intelligence, if she didn't know this particular XXX name, that'd be one thing. But when you put together the pieces, that man, that very, very poor man, which looks like something out of Philadelphia, either homeless or very, very poor, struggling, just sent $600 to marry SOTOE. So they're out in Costa Rica, vacationing, waiting for Hannah to die in combat. And that is Hannah's guess on it. And as they promote, talk to the slaves and ensure the food supply is okay, that is Hannah's guess on it. Now, is it funny? It can be funny, but it's also lethally dangerous. Like I said, these little guys don't know what hit them, because it's very easy to take intelligence work and run off with it, thinking you know what you're doing when you don't. And this is part of C3's history. And it had to be documented because Hannah's being Turkish today. But it's not just the Turkish component. It's the scary component of the food supply. It's the scary component that it's already, this gentleman is very, very poor to begin with. Like, he's very poor. We can easily profile him. He's definitely not from Markham. He's from the United States, African-American, stereotype. And he's sending these entertainers about $671 while they lavishly live in Costa Rica, probably lying to him, saying we're doing slave works, which, we don't know. It might be a complete fluke in the transaction, but the chances are very slim, only because Hannah knows this name that she's keeping hidden for the privacy of the person. So that is some of the challenges, and they've been on vacation for like 6 months. Life is good. They did Kanata Means Wings. They're getting their asses eaten out and their toes licked. They don't realize how much of a struggle it really is globally with the hidden conflict. And that is another entry today. Thank you and have a good day.